Howdy folks, it's a mess here today. I've been packing, getting ready to move, and we'll be shutting down whenever that does happen. We'll know more, I guess, in the coming week. I think next week we'll probably have some more information as far as that goes, and I'll share it with you guys and let you know what's going on. The other thing I wanted to do is get up to the car today, the Camaro, and take a look at the wheels that are on it and see what rims or whatever we're sitting on. And I did get a look at the transmission through the video work and filming and stuff clips, and realized that it is the Powerglide 2-speed automatic. There's no question, but the pedal on the car in the interior looked like it was the wrong pedal. And again, I'm just going to take a look at that today too, and just a couple of things I wanted to verify. Also, I was going to show you guys a couple crazy things I got at yard sales this weekend. So hey. Yeah, if you're a woodworker, this was a great deal. I'm going to get this price tag off because that did not happen. If you're a woodworker, you know these things are expensive. They cost money. And you need, you know, if you're doing woodworking, you need lots of them. Now, some of these are made in USA, some of them are made in China, some of them are, some of them are made in Mexico. There's a little bit of everything here. But $15 for the stack, I'd say that was, you know, that's enough. I don't think I'll need any more clamps for a while. I don't really have any wood projects in front of me that I know of right now, but once we get moved, we'll probably have to set up some workbenches and I don't know, God knows what else for the 3D printers, which yes, you can hear them running today, even yes, we have orders. Meantime, I want to take a look at this car because I'm pretty excited about, you know, getting into that car. I can't wait to get into it, but I have to take my time. There's a lot of other things going on here that have to be looked after, you know, before we can really sit down and start tearing that car apart. I like to clean the interior up and get all the leaves and junk out of there so I can really get a good look, but yeah, that's not going to happen. Today I'm going to try to get up there. The problem, we've got the worst torrential rainstorm I've ever seen, but I'm going to try to get in and see if I can get a good look at these component things that I've got, you know, questions about. I might even see if the doors work. I think they actually do, because the handles and buttons and everything were still in place, so hopefully that's it. Background on this situation: this car was sitting outside behind a shop for a little while, and people were ripping parts off or even crowbarring, you know, trying to get pieces out of the car. Didn't know that. And then it sat in the barn for, I guess we'll call it the barn, for over 15 years. As the best recollection that the fella can remember. So yeah, so the car's been abandoned or sitting up for a very, very long time. So it's going to be a really wild restoration of, you know, repairs and a little bit of welding and stuff, and then getting the body, you know, smoothed out. See if we can get that engine running. I'm already thinking, you know, headers and Edelbrock intake and stuff like that. Of course, you know, an aluminum valve covers. You know, I can't leave stuff alone. Nah. New interior, new carpet, new seats. You know, that kind of thing. We're going to go up to the car and let's see what we can see if we can figure all this out today. Okay, we're back at the car here, 68 Camaro. Yeah, I got some restoration work to do here. First thing I want to do is take a look, like I said, at these tires. I haven't seen the tires, so yeah, it looks like some kind of old mag wheels on there, and they are very, very rotten and flat at the bottom. I guess no surprise there. Let's take a look at the back one and see if we can see what's going on there. I would imagine it's the same thing. Yuck. Yeah, it's pretty. Well, that looks like one of the old rally rims. I can't tell. It's too dark. I need some light back here. And looks like some junk was thrown back here for whatever reason. Okay. The other thing I wanted to check on was this back area. Okay, the goo for the window and everything is still in place, so I'm not sure what happened to the back window. The back deck is a little rotted out, but again, same old thing, you know, a little bit of metal work. The trunk lid, as far as I know, does not, no, she's stuck against there. She's not going to open. Okay. So some of the big questions, and one of them was this deal with the pedal here right now, and I don't have enough light to see, but it looks to me like the old standard shift pedal, brake pedal. It does not look like the proper pedal that would have an automatic in it. So I have a feeling, we're going to get some light in here. I have a feeling that something is, yeah, that's what I thought. There is a clutch in here. There's the clutch pedal. I'm looking right at it. Oh my, okay. Well, we'll have to discuss this with myself and the owner, or the previous owner. Yeah, that was not expected, but that's what I thought. This car had a 4-speed. Yep. Yeah, boy. Yeah, that's gonna make it interesting. So one of the things I may have to do is consider going back to the original, yeah, instead of what's in here. Let's see. Let's go have another look at this transmission situation too while I'm at it. But tire-wise, it looks like just a mix of tires. I'm also going to take a look. Let's see if we can't get the light down here on these tires a little bit, just so you can see how bad it is. But you guys can see better than me because, what it is the camera reads in the dark better than me. But I don't think we'll be getting any air in those Bridgestones anytime soon. And that's a shame. Oh man, they were nice. They had tread on them and everything. Ah, jeez. What a stinking mess, but yeah, it is what it is. That back rim looked like a very different rim, so may as well just see if we can get to, I don't even think I can't even get in on the other side here because they've got tires stored back here. This is kind of I guess you could say a little bit of a warehouse for 18-wheeler type stuff, so yeah, there's a lot of heavy equipment. I'm gonna have to climb, so this is pretty awkward, but this tire don't even look like it's flat on the ground just yet. Yeah, you can see the rim. Okay, the same rim as what's on the other side of the front. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, this was a 4-speed car. It was not an automatic, so we'll take another look at that. I don't know what to say about that now because ideally it would mean hunting down a 4-speed for the car. So, let's have another. Boom. Yeah, and let's see if we can't get her. Yep, stable. Okay, so yeah, this all started with these 2 transmission lines that appear to be snipped off. There was sort of a mystery, and now it's even bigger mystery because apparently, from the pedals and the linkage, what I could see, the car came with originally had a 4-speed in it. It did not have an automatic. So I'm really not sure, really don't know what's happened. This is a bit of a mystery. I wish I could get over there to have that look at that linkage. There is one other thing I do want to do. It's one of the reasons I got the selfie stick today, and that was. Now I'm going to take a look down using the selfie stick so I can see back in here a little bit. I just want to look for that linkage. I don't know if I can get in there or not. And there's some stripped wires or something down here. Yeah, just sort of take a look around at whatever's going on there. There's the old wiper motor. I'll be darned. Okay, I didn't even know that. Standard brakes, 4-speed. Yep. So nothing belongs in here. This motor obviously didn't come with the car. I mean, it's not set up to be in here at all. But it was definitely a 4-speed. And so why the transmission lines? I wonder what happened there. That has really got me head scratching a little bit. I guess the guy wanted to switch it to an automatic or something. Yeah. Now I'm thinking maybe switch back to the standard. That is going to take a little bit of work because I'll have to find a 4-speed transmission for the car if I'm going to do that. Plus the clutch, the bell housing. Oh man, yeah. The more I think about it, yeah, you're gonna need some parts. I guess these hood pieces are all froze up pretty bad. Just from sitting. There's pretty good there. Frozen pretty good. Yep, and there's some looks like leaves or rust. I don't know which one it is down there. The car overall was I didn't know about the robbery situation going on with the thieves and stuff, but when the fella told me about it, I was like, well, that starts to make sense now because there's a lot of crazy stuff that's been bent up and tore up and whatever. It's like, yeah, the thieves didn't care. They just wanted the probably the dead weight of metal or whatever. So the forward frame, everything looks good. Most of this has survived pretty good. This is some pretty good shape, to tell you the truth. Well, you have to depend, like I said, if you go up north, these things are rotted out real bad. But another thing that's really funny is a car like this in Texas, the rocker panels are still in pretty good shape. That's, you don't have anywhere near the rust you'd normally be dealing with from like up north and whatever. Now, mind you, Arizona would beat this, of course, but that's, you know, let's not talk about Arizona. I get jealous when I see how little rust there is on a car in Arizona, on an old car. So that really does throw an interesting situation into the mix, because the transmission, everything is wrong. So, wow. Okay. I guess we're going to clear out of here and head back to the shop for a bit. Now I'm going to talk to the fellow that used to own the car, just see if he probably can't remember. Yeah. Whew, wow. Well, that was a sort of a short trip today. I really had trouble climbing around the car. At least inside there it was decent. Last time we were in there it was 140 or whatever it was degrees. It was an oven. So today it wasn't too bad. What a shame. Nice tires on the front and totally ruined, of course, from just sitting there. Looks like at least that one tire is really totally, I mean, it's gone. But the other one looks like it's still holding air. In fact, the back one looked like it was still holding air. So maybe we only have one flat tire or something sitting on the car right now. But the tire itself, man, it looked like brand new tread on that thing. Anyway, got a guy that had asked me if I need a 4-speed transmission for that car. So I'll have to go back to him and ask him, why did you ask that question? Do you have one? Because I would like to return the car to the, I guess, 4-speed standard for now. There is a 5-speed and even a 6-speed conversion kits and stuff that you can, man, you can blow your mind on that stuff. Apparently there's $5,000 kits out there for 6 speeds to, you know, modern 6 speeds for the old Camaro. Wow, you know, but that's it's a lot of money for another day or something. I don't plan on driving the highways from here to California or something with the 6-speed transmission in there or something. So, you know, the 4-speed would be fine for just going to cruise nights or cruising around, whatever, around town kind of thing. So I don't really need to get crazy. But that means I'll have to locate the bell housing and the old yoke, you know, for the bearing, for the clutch plate itself. Yeah, there'll be some parts needed because I don't know again, I don't know what's in the trunk of the car, that kind of thing. There may be some more parts there for that engine. Obviously, the entire interior was gone, which really is bizarre that somebody would steal the back seat of a 68 Camaro, but who knows, you know. The transmission, though, I had a feeling everything wasn't adding up, and it was kind of like, this is starting to look like a standard transmission setup somehow. But when I saw those pedals, yeah, well, yeah, okay. This is definitely was a 4-speed. Now the SS is another problem. I can't identify through the VIN number or something that this is an SS, and I'm not sure how I'm supposed to read that in the codes on the VIN numbers and stuff. So I'm a little clueless on that right now because there was so many different conversions. Somebody even made a comment about the 327s only came with the RS or something. Was like, no, that's not true. In fact, you had so many options back then. You could order, you know, without this, but with that package, you know, that's really, you could really break it down. In fact, it was, you could spend hours at the dealership breaking down the options of what you wanted versus what, you know, what was on that package or something. It's not like today where you've got, you know, 4 or 5 car packages and like, that's what you pick, that's it. You know, there's no more. There's no options or features to this. You either, you know, buy model 1, 2, 3, or 4, and that's all there is. Kind of like the car I have right now. You know, that's all it comes with. The Camaros back at that time could really come with some crazy stuff. I had the 327 Camaro. It was not an RS or... Anyway, I had the 327 Camaro, and it was not an RS or an SS packaged car. It wasn't referred to that way. So the 327 doesn't mean anything. It could come on any Camaro you ordered, because at that time you could order the power. 302, 327, 350, 396. I think that was it at that point. I don't believe there was a bigger block engine than the 396. I think the 396 was it. That I'm a little vague on right now, because I remember the 396 cruising around town and going, "Whoa, that's a lot of power!" You know, big motor. So whether that engine is the 350, 327, I sorted. I know I'm probably going to get some hate mail or something, but I don't care. You know, it's like, it's a V8, it's a Chevy small block. Good enough, you know, as long as we can get that engine running good, we'll use it for power for the car. Don't have to have specifically the 327 or the 350 in there, but it would be, you know, either one I guess was acceptable. Now, if it's the 302, Yeah, I could probably live with that. Now the Power Glide transmission, that's again, I just don't want it in there because it doesn't conform to the car. You know, I would have to add obviously a trans cooler pack, and I'll tell you, by the looks of the dipstick on there, it's right up tight against the firewall. Like it already sort of like everything here doesn't fit. You know, and looking from the transmission side. Inside the car through the floor, it looked like it was cut open for a 4-speed Muncie, the M20 or M21 rock crusher. The M21 was, I think, the more favorite of the two, and I don't remember why. That was the gear ratio or something differences. I'm really not sure now. It's been a long time since we covered this sort of thing. The ideal situation would be put it back to standard transmission, you know, standard 4-speed transmission, standard steering, standard brakes, convert to the disc brakes rear and front so that we have all the way around disc brakes to deal with, that sort of thing. You know, just basic but really cool sort of, you know, almost, you know, not factory original, but a cool statement of a 68 Camaro. Anyway, thanks for watching Coffee and Tools, and we will be back next week, and maybe I'll have more news about this move situation. Slowly trying to box things up in here. Yeah. Over and out.